Hey, what's up everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems and welcome to Track Walk episode number 90 in MX Simulator, the 2016 Unadilla National, which is round 10 of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship and round 10 of the Ride365.com Nationals powered by Versus-PC.com in MX Simulator. Whew, mouthful. Alright, this track was made this week by Barrington 314 with SMR on the objects, statues, etc. Race Carlin on the decals, and Wheels will at some point package it up for release, but I have not seen him do it yet. Probably will have done it by the time this video comes out though. And yeah, another killer track by the RF crew put out this week. I think it's probably one of the better Unadillas. Really good flow and rough chop, but decent and not overbearing or anything like that. Got a lot of the cool features. The gravity cavity feels really good. Sky shot. I saw that the RF crew actually put a lot of work into updating the sky shot because it used to just be kind of almost a straight run up and then just a takeoff on top of the plateau and then it dropped down. But this one you can see it's much more up and off, and then it drops all the way down the other side. Get a nice good whip off of it. Show off to the crowd. I almost ate crap there, but fortunately I did not go down. And you got swooping little right-hander. You could go outside and double that thing all the way up to the top of the hill where the main part of the track is, and then you drop down off of Screw You, which, talk about it later in the making of the lap segment. Doesn't seem as abrupt or huge this year. Not sure what the deal with that is. Might just be because I'm on a 450, but again, not too sure. You work your way all the way back over by the starting line, just go a little bit past where the starting line is, and then you jump back up onto this little plateau, and there's the starting line. Swing on down past the mechanics area. Nice ruts to choose from this week in the first couple corners, and into the second corner. Drop under this little tunnel here, which gets you into the infield of the track. Step up, and then some rough stuff into a sweeping left-hander and down into gravity cavity and out the other side. That is a lap at Unadilla. Go ahead and go on board with me. Alright guys, welcome back to the making of the lap segment here on Track Walk episode number 90. Yep, 90 episodes of Track Walk, so that means we're only 10 away from the big number 100, and we got something planned for that. So excited for when that's happening, but we're still 10 away, and we're doing 90 today. And that rhymes, and I don't even have the time. Actually, I do, because it's up in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, how much time we've been doing this said part of the video. If you're new to this track walk segment, this is where you get to see me run the lap that you've already watched, i.e. live. So yeah, I'm live playing and commentating this and trying to run a lap in which you guys have already seen. So I haven't even ran the lap yet. I don't know what lap it's going to be, anything like that. And then I'll throw that into the beginning of the video so you get a good idea of what the track looks like without me blabbing on about nothing. And then you get to listen to me blab on about nothing for like good 15 minutes here at the end. So, yes. So number 90. First thing that pops into my head when I hear number 90, even though it's not technically track walk number 90, it's just track walk episode 90. But there's an instance, I want to say it was the Anaheim opener last year in 2015. It might have been a year before that, though. It was whatever year that Stephen Barrington, who makes some of these lovely tracks, was number 90. That was his national number that he earned. And Dennis Fjellberg, so it must have been 2015 because he was on the team that I was on at the beginning of 2015, which was Team Barry. So I'm hanging out in TeamSpeak with Dennis and Jeremy and a couple other people, and we're playing Anaheim. And I wasn't going to race it because I was streaming, but a lot of people in there were going to race it. And they're getting kind of, uptight, if you will, about the race coming up. And I think there's just like a day left or something, so qualifying is going bananas, and people are dropping times left and right. And Barrington, to his credit, is fast, but he's not, top level fast, if you will, in this game. And he's kind of slower than he's ever been now, but he was at the time fast enough to be able to like make mains and score some points outdoors and stuff like that. That's why he earned number 90. So we're in there just doing some qualifying, and I'm just kind of watching a little bit. And we got a big group of people in TeamSpeak, and I just remembered Barrington was like a lap down or something like that, and Dennis was absolutely ripping because it was a year that he really wanted to win the West Championship, but he didn't. And out of nowhere, we just hear Dennis and the only way that a Norwegian can say it, he's like, "Who is number 90?" Like, just straight matter of fact. And Barrington goes, "That's me, what do you want?" And Dennis freaks out and he goes, "Yeah, will you please get the fuck out of the way?" Starts screaming at him because I guess Barrington had like crashed in front of him or something like that, and Dennis went off in his usual manner. Dennis likes to rage every now and then, and we pick on him for it, but when he doesn't rage, he's a really good dude. And that was just a super funny instance because it was just so random. Like, nobody was screaming or yelling or anything like that. It was just kind of chilling, and then out of nowhere, Dennis is raging at Barrington, and they're in the same TeamSpeak channel. So that is my number 90 story, and that's why if you ever hear me and Jeremy say, "Who is number 90?" and laugh at each other because of it, that's the story where it comes from. But as for this beautiful version of Track Walk number 90, we're doing Unadilla today, which pretty sure I've already said who created it, and all that good stuff. And this year I actually like the track. I don't know how I'll race on it, but last year's track wasn't a super big fan of. It was super rough, and this track is pretty rough, but it seems like it has like a decent flow to the rough, which not all tracks these days do. So I'm glad to see that they got Unadilla at least right this time around. In my opinion, of course. Some people might be like, "No, this still fucking sucks," but that's your own opinion. Sky shot's freaking massive. I played as Eli Tomac to do the virtual lap this week. I tried to make him look as Tomac-ish as I could, but unfortunately you can't change the height of riders in this game because Tomac's kind of a big guy on a bike. Not huge, but he's taller than the average bear in motocross world, so that would be the one thing if I could change about this game, is that you can change the height of the rider, but you can't. You can change the height of the density of the rider, but that's it. But anyway, rode his Tomac and did a 217 or something like that for virtual lap already, so if I can get somewhere in that range, I'll be happy and just call it a day. And you may also notice that this track has 0 crowd on it, and it's supposed to have a crowd. I don't know if it will yet or not. You can bitch and moan all you guys want. That's totally fine, because I think it's pretty shitty sometimes that I get the opportunity to do this, but I'm actually playing the track before it's released because I'm a member of RF. Not a member, an actual crew member of the RF crew. Not that I help build tracks or any of that stuff, but I used to be the content manager, and now they pay me to do streams and stuff like that. So got the track early this week, and I got a shit ton of work to get done until next Wednesday, when my fiance and I head out of town for 25 days, I think, to go on a cross-country road trip, which we've been planning a lot. So you won't see any of me for like 25 days. I mean, you will, because there already have been a bunch of pre-set up videos on the channel. But in terms of like live stuff, we're going to get some different people to help out with the live stream. Jeremy's going to completely take over for one of them, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, you guys are going to be stuck with Jeremy. And I don't know how that's going to work, because Jeremy hasn't been doing a hell of a lot around here lately. But we shall see. But anyway, because I'm going to be gone, I got a lot of video stuff to get done. So this week, I doubt I'll even get much time to play the track beyond today. So that's why this week I feel a little bit okay to be playing the track before it's released, just because I know that I won't have a whole lot of time to get it done otherwise, and need to get track walk done. So that's why I'm playing it. And the crowd, I think, is on this version of the track, but again, they haven't put it in yet, because I'm playing technically a beta version, so I don't really know if there's going to be a crowd or not. So if there's not, then I just basically lied, and I told the truth, and I could have just lied to you guys, because it would probably just look the exact same. But I'm a truther, I ain't no liar. Unadilla has treated me pretty well in the past. I can't really remember too well the kind of results that I ended up with in the 250 races here. I raced the 450 class once here, and I want to actually say I didn't do like too hot. Ended up somewhere around 10th or so overall. I do remember that day that Devin did the best he's ever done, Devin Davis. I think he went 4-3 or 3-4 for third or something like that. He had a killer day. He was super pumped. But coming off a pretty good week last week at Schugel. Ended up 6th overall, moving into 8th in the championship standings. So hopefully with this round, and perhaps Millville's still up for grabs for me for points, I can earn enough points to stay in the top 10 for the Nationals, 450 class Nationals. Doesn't mean I'm going to get a career number or anything, which sucks, because I'd like to, but I can't, because I'm crappy at Supercross. So I'm going to end up somewhere in probably the 40s to... If I could get into the high 30s, I'd be pretty pumped. Like a 38 would be cool, I guess, because it's just backwards of this, so it's whatever. But I don't know if I really want to end up in the 40s. We'll see, though. Totally depends on where I end up, of course. My point about how well I've done in the past and how not well I've done in the past on this track is that for some reason it really does seem like there's tracks in this game that suit me, even though they're built completely different every year. I always seem to have one good and one bad moto at Thunder Valley. I always seem to be stupid fast at Glen Helen, but inconsistent, which exactly the same thing happened again this year. I always rip Southwick because it's the race that I had my first ever national on, but I was pretty good on it in 2013, 14, and now 16, because I got, I think, 5th overall or 4th overall this year at Southwick. Usually really good at High Point. Didn't do particularly awesome there this year, but in the past I have. And I haven't raced Buds yet and won't race Buds this year, but I'm usually good there. And I haven't finished outside of the top 10 all but once at Washougal. In 6 motos that I've done at Washougal now, I finished out of the top 10 one moto. And that was when I got a 16th last year when I just showed up and went 9-16 for 12th overall or something like that on a 450. Even though the entire season I had been riding a 250. So Washougal always seems to be really good to me, so I'm a little bit sad that it's already over. But I'm happy to get the points that I did from it, and we'll see how it goes into the future. So now that's 2 laps in a row where I've been on a decent-ish lap and crashed. So let's put this one together, shall we? That was a big kick there, for sure. Something is kind of funky about this traction. I'm not sure if it's the same traction that we've been kind of running all year, off and on. But for some reason, like it seems like right there, it grips awkwardly. Sometimes it's just really, really loose and hard to keep the front end from tucking. But other times, it'll just like hook the front wheel and not let it go. So I guess that is pretty much all the same problems that we had with the traction that we've been running all year. I'm gonna try to go inside here. I took this line once before, not in this video, but I mean I kind of like it, but it just doesn't really set you up for this jump very well. But I guess it's not the end of the world if I don't take that line. And then all the way down like the middle-ish right side of the track there is prime. I try to get really hot to the inside here. Take the inside all the way down this because they all look pretty bumpy. And then get whipped out on the sky shot. Oh, how did I land in that rut? My front end was way over it and it still just kind of hopped back into it like no problem. Down the screw U, like the middle rut here, and then back up to the top. Little rutted jump phase this time. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but this version of Unadilla, the screw U doesn't seem big at all. It actually seems pretty small to me. I don't know if it's the way that they intended to build it or what, but it just, I don't know. Doesn't seem as steep, I guess. Seems as tall, I guess, but not as steep. So that must be what's kind of tricking my brain about it. Unadilla is one of the few tracks on the national schedule, Washougal and Glen Helen included, that I've been to in real life, so I kind of understand what it's supposed to look like. And I feel like this one looks pretty close to what it's supposed to look like, but it just doesn't feel right. I don't know. It feels pretty flattened out and not that hard to get drive up, which, I mean, I guess for us isn't really a problem because we're on 450s, but I don't know, I feel like I'm going to watch the 250 class this week and they're just going to be popping up at no problem too. And the banner's a little bit there. Just tiptoeing around. And tabletop. I don't really like this inside rut in this corner because it's really tight and it's hard to clear this guy on the way out of it. I mean, it works, but it's tough, and I like stepping on there. Second rut from the outside here, and then we go double, double, double up to the top. Really rough stuff, but if you can get to this middle rut, it's the best one. Drop down into fourth. And then these ruts are kind of crazy. Ugh. Again, down the inside rut here. Get whipped out on the sky shot. And I like to go inside here. Oh, it almost bit me. all the way to the top. I think that uphill right there has a name, but I can't remember what it is. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments now that I've brought it up. Obviously, this is the Screw U. They got the gravity cavity, the sky shot. Trying to think what else. I think the tree corner is what it's called, but it used to be like a tree switchback. I already took it. It's like the third corner. I like tracks that they stay the same for so long that jumps and sections get like full-blown names dedicated to them. I think that's pretty unique. Alright, drop down in gravity cavity, out the other side. Let's see what we got. 18-1, that'll suffice. And that has been another episode of Track Walk in the books. So episode 90 done. We're only 10 away from the magical 100. This week, 2016 Unadilla National. Brower here on Start Your Systems. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit us up with your comments, questions, and concerns in the chat. We'll be happy to answer anything that you guys have. We'll see you guys on the next episode, which will be the Budds Creek National, right here, same time, same place, and we'll see you guys then.